Hey guys, it's Matt from Universus Academy. And if you're anything like me, you've been trying to keep up and not being as successful as I would like. Our friends at UVS Games sent us these products to share with you guys to let you know what's going on with them. So we're going to cover those and dive right into it and do a little bit of catch up real quick. So what we have here are the Tekken Clash decks, which are kind of like that entry level product like we were talking about in one of our previous videos. And then we have the Solo Leveling Challenger Series deck, which are those a little bit more advanced decks. So what we're going to do just a moment is kind of crack them open, dive into it, and talk about kind of what all's going on in each deck. All right, so in the Jin Clash deck, first you're going to see this little insert here, kind of showing you how to get started, QR codes to scan, taking you to UGN, and introducing you to the game. Then you have the deck itself, and you have this really cool Tekken-themed fold-out playmat. It ties in really nicely. It's got Tekken 8 on it. Even further, it tells you all the game zones, has life counter across the top. And the thing that I really like about this is that it uses the same sort of fonts and style and design that you're going to see in the cards, which makes for a nice, complete aesthetic and feel as someone's really diving into that individual property. So maybe they're not familiar with everything else, so like getting a default, Universus playmat wouldn't really resonate the same with someone who's buying this new product for the first time. So props to UVS Games for that. I really like that. I think that's a nice touch, and something I hope you keep doing as you move forward, like you have on these most recent products. So let's talk about Jin a little bit. So Jin is 631. He's got air, evil, and good. He's enhanced commit. Your attack gets +1 speed and damage for each attack in your card pool. And then a free enhance. If your rival has 8 or more foundations, your attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. So Jin wants to play lots of attacks and keep playing attacks. That's kind of his whole theme. So with that, he has a ton of different cards that kind of help him extend his chains, draw cards, add speed to things. He's got some low difficulty attacks in particular that are nice to throw at the end of a string, and just kind of ways to really try to take advantage of that commit to get +1/+1 for each attack already in your card pool. The cool thing that they did with these, and we'll talk about it more when we get to the next deck, is that there's symbol overlap as well, and that kind of lets you kind of customize and build, like should you pick up both just the Tekken products, gives you some options there. So overall, a really cool design. Where's one in particular? Hold on, let's see. There was a card I wanted to specifically talk about that I'm pretty excited to start playing with. Here we go. Jin's Parry. His 0 diff foundation is a 0/5 with a +3 mid block. It says, when you block this card, it ignores progressive difficulty. So that's just really cool. That's going to give you a way to block when you shouldn't be blocking. Granted, it's a +3, so it's a pretty difficult block. But that being said, still ignores progressive. Can kind of let you mess up someone's math and that sort of stuff. But there's lots of really cool things in this deck. This is a character that I definitely want to try to make up a couple lists, and I'm going to make sure to share with you in the description one of the lists that I started putting together already for this character. But let's jump in to see what the next deck holds. All right, so up next we got Jun. Jun Kazama, to be specific, Light of Hope. She's a 7/22. She has response commit. After an attack deals damage, your rival adds the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. So she clogs up their card pool. And it says after an attack deals damage, so that's yours or theirs. Either way works. And then she has enhanced tenacious, spend 1 momentum, ready this card. Now granted, she's a 7-hander. She's probably not going to take too many hits, so you're not going to clog it a lot on their turn. But man, anytime they decide not to block, you get to put a card in there as if they did block. So that's pretty cool. Historically, card pool clogging, has been a pretty strong mechanic. Even in MHA era, think back to your tongue whip decks. Definitely something to keep an eye on as more support comes out. But she is good order and water, so her and Jin both share that good symbol, so you can overlap cards between the two decks. In particular, they both kind of have a 6 diff. They got some really awesome artwork on these things. They got their rare 3 diff, and these are all preformed. Like they're not going to get any random randomness to these decks. So, if you're wanting to play these, you go and buy, really, I mean, you could buy 2, so that way you can have 4 of all the, ultra rares or rares. But pretty much everything else is already a 4X in here, maybe a couple of 3Xs, but for the most part, it looks like they have improved things to where you're only getting a couple of 3Xs. Maybe it's on cards that you probably wouldn't want to run 4 of out of the box anyway. But some really cool art in these, and I really hope that they end up getting to do like a full-blown Tekken 8 set at some point to really support and build these characters up. But both of these, very entry-level friendly, straightforward mechanics. Clogging card pools is strong. It's going to help you get where you need to be as far as, getting some wins. And a good play experience when you play these against each other as well. Now, the third product we're going to go over is the Challenger Series deck for solo leveling. And that one's got some new designs, some new things going on for it. So let's take a minute and look through that as well. All right, so as I was talking about, this is the Challenger Series. So it comes with some different components. First off, you're going to notice there is no built-in play mat. They do make some really cool solo leveling play mats, but you're going to pick those up separately. All right, so it comes with the Collector Booster Pack, which has 5 alt art cards from the deck inside of it. So we'll crack that open here in just a minute. It comes with the Challenger Series little booklet that, again, has that where to start page there, but it also shows you all the alternate art versions of the different things, kind of goes through all the different cards in the deck. So that's really cool. I think that's a nice touch. It goes and kind of just, especially for the completionist in us, it kind of helps you make sure that you have the things, you know what you're looking for. If you're going and trying to trade or buy them online or other things like that, you can do that as well. And then, of course, it comes with the deck, which is Jinwoo. I haven't watched it yet, guys. So if I've hardly butchered his name, sorry. But he is a 630, and he has all death and life. And then he begins the game with the assassin skill tree, all right, which is located somewhere in here. Oh, here it is right here. All right, so let's pull this out. And then it says response tenacious. Remove 1 XP card from your hand or stage at the start of your end phase, level up. All right, so he levels up, and you're like, well, what does that mean, Matt? Okay, great question. And this is where they really have tried to explore the universe here of, solo leveling. My understanding is it's, built around a game, and you're gaining levels, and, he's going through dungeons, yada, yada. So you level up, you gain more skills, you get better, typical RPG kind of stuff, right? So this is the assassin skill tree. Again, this starts in play, so you just keep it out beside him when you start. And then he has 6 abilities as he levels up that he'll unlock. So it says your character can unlock these skills after you level up, unlock the next skill down, beginning with critical attack. So you start here and you work your way down, okay? And as you unlock them, you don't lose the previous ones. You still know how to do those things. So by the time you finish, this character is going to have 6 different abilities. So what are those abilities? You have critical attack, which is an enhance. It says this weapon attack gets +1 damage for each attack in your card pool. Then you have murderous intent. First enhance, once per turn, reduces attack speed to 0. Then you have Quicksilver. Enhance, once per turn, this attack gets +3 speed. Dagger throw, enhance, once per turn, your weapon attack gains echo. Stealth, enhance, once per turn, change the zone of this attack. And then Ruler's Authority, enhance, add 1 XP card from your move pile to your hand. So you just get to pull back things from the RFG. That's pretty sweet. So you'll notice the majority of them all say once per turn. The first and the last one don't. So that's kind of interesting. And they also don't specify what turn, so it's not just on your turn. So should you ever get all the way, level up 6 times, you're going to be doing a lot, like a lot. This is a neat design space. I'm interested to see how it plays out. It could be a little too slow, like it might be that, since you can only level up once per turn, that taking 6 turns to get to that point is just a little too slow, and that holds the character back from being competitive. But that doesn't hold it back from really capturing the flavor and essence of the property, and also just being fun. It's just cool. Recreating that experience of actually going into that world is very difficult to do from a design standpoint, but also really cool when it successfully happens. This is one of the things that I praised all the way through MHA is they really captured the essence of those characters, and it really felt like playing that character and using their abilities. And from the looks of it, that's the way this would be as well. So just like the Clash decks, it comes with some 2-ofs, some of the rare or ultra rare cards, but then mostly you're going to get 3 and 4-ofs of all the cards that you're actually going to be playing. I know Killing Instinct is one that's kind of already started to make a splash, show up in some deck lists. You have some damage reduction, you have some other, there's all kinds of stuff going on in here. Like it's kind of, most importantly, you'll see cards that say XP on them. So it's like right up there. Those are the ones it's referring to for its ability. So there's plenty of those. So like that does kind of lock this character into, you have to play a certain number of those for the character to function, right? Like you can't just run him with a good stuff deck, but rather you're going to need to run him with his stuff and then splash in some other stuff that maybe complements it, helps you be maybe a little bit more consistent. So a really cool idea. And I'll be interested to see how they continue to explore that as they move forward, either with this property or even further in some of the other things coming out, like the Critical Role stuff and other things like that. So let's jump into the super exciting thing about Challenger Series decks, which is the Collector's Pack, right? Is where we get all the cool shinies, and that's what we're here for. So we got Improving Skill, Dungeoning Armor, Faithful Decision, Hunter's Dagger, and Determined Cut. And then finally, a Grasp for Survival. So I know this one in particular, you can see like that's the art they chose for like the pack and all. That's a really cool picture. Again, I've heard nothing but good things about this series, and I need to get caught up on it. So, guys, those are some of the products that have come out. We got some other new stuff coming out here before long. The new Critical Role set's up next. Again, thank you, UVS Games, for sharing this with me so I can share it with you guys. I hope you found this enjoyable. If nothing else, maybe just getting to hear me. I'm not dead, guys. I'm still here. I'm still making some content, and hopefully going to be a little bit more consistent for you in the future. But take care. Thanks for joining. If you don't already, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment, do all the algorithm things. We'll catch up with you next time.